Hey everyone, and welcome to another Invisalign video with Candy. Hello, hi. I'm usually a mental health and sexuality advocate here on YouTube and on Twitch, but I wanted to share my journey with Invisalign with you, and I am so excited to do so. I've wanted braces for so long. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get right on to the Invisalign first day. And welcome to my second video about Invisalign. So today I want to talk about getting my Invisalign and what I thought about the experience, and just a couple of things that I've heard on YouTube from different YouTubers. And I asked specifically to my Invisalign ortho about this, and I wanted to clear the air about some misinformation that is going around about the liners. So first off, I've had my liners for a little bit over a week now, and I wanted to quickly do a video to touch on how my experience was. So like I had said in my first video, don't book it in the summer because I find that a lot of people take holiday, so it's a lot harder to get in to see your ortho when you need them. So do it in the fall or the winter. But so starting Invisalign, so I just got some notes jotted down so I don't miss anything. The first thing I wanted to talk about is I did talk to my ortho about drinking tea and water and that kind of stuff. I absolutely am stuck on water, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But she said a lot of people drink coffee, tea, all that kind of stuff with their liners. Yes, keep in mind that it's probably going to discolor your liners a little bit. I'm using a straw to try and battle that problem. Also, with the whole hot water thing, that is not true. I've spoken to my ortho about this, and she said unless you're putting boiling water over top of your liners, you're going to be fine. There isn't going to be any you're not going to melt the plastic or anything like that, so it's not really an issue and you're not going to really have to worry about that. The other thing, does the initial cost, so I was told that I have a one payment, and I mean there's one payment and then a whole bunch of little payments every month, but generally speaking, does the whole cost also cover my retainers? Because I did hear somebody talk about how this was one cost for doing the whole Invisalign treatment, and then for the Invisalign retainers, it costed another amount. So I was worried that I would have to pay more. So I did ask about that, and from the person's video that I was watching, it was something as high as $500 for the retainers. And they said that my cost covers the liners, so that was perfect to know that and know that I'm not going to have to worry about that or anything. So that was amazing. Another thing is how do I clean my liners? Because a lot of people are freaking out, saying you can't use a toothbrush, can't use an electric toothbrush, can't use toothpaste because it's going to, they're abrasive and they're going to wreck the inside of the liners. I want to tell everyone that this is also just simply not true. You can use a regular toothbrush, you can use hard bristle, soft bristle, you can use toothpaste, whatever you want to clean your liners. It's not going to affect your liners, it's not going to damage them in any way, shape, or form, so rest assured you are fine. Now, the reason why I wanted to ask my ortho about this is she actually teaches about Invisalign and does conferences and teaches lots of people around at least Canada about Invisalign, so I know that I am talking to the right person about the right things. So do not worry. She says anything older than 2013, yes, the technology just wasn't there and the liners weren't as safe and you could damage them in all of these ways that you guys are discussing, but nowadays, we're in 2019, you do not have to worry about this. The liners are perfectly fine, you're not going to damage them, so please rest assured. And also, my treatment is every week I do switch out the liners, because I know some treatments, again, it's the older way of doing this, 2013 and older, where you would switch out the liners every 2 weeks. Now it's every 1 week. So first and foremost, when I went in, what they did is they had a solution that they would put on top of each tooth that they were going to put the buttons on to clear it of any gunk and any imperfections, any impurities, that kind of stuff. And then they would add on, it's actually clear, guys. Everyone seems to think that the buttons are white, but they're actually clear. That's why they look like they look so similar to your tooth color, because everyone keeps saying that they're tooth color, but they're not. So what they do is they've got a liner already that is exactly the shape to your mouth, your teeth, and that's how they're able to put the exact perfect imprint of each button on each tooth that is needed. And then they have, I thought it was a UV light, but turns out it's an LED super powerful light where you don't even have to hold it on very long, and then it's secured. And after that, they file it down. They've got like a tooth like, and it like chips away at stuff. So they just did that to make sure that they took away any little bits, extra bits anywhere. And they did that for each tooth, and they're like, now close your mouth. Do you feel anywhere? There was a little bit of extra in between my teeth here, and they were able to chip away the last little bits of it, so that was awesome. I did ask them what happens if the buttons fall off. They shouldn't, but if the buttons do fall off and it's close to my next treatment, not to worry, and I just need to go in and they'll fix it. Or if it does pop off, just for me to give them a call. Because I did watch a YouTube video where this one person ended up having like 2 buttons fall off within like the first 24 hours, but I think that was just a fluke, and maybe they just didn't put the buttons on right. I'm really not sure. I have a total of 13 buttons. So you can see this one. Sorry, excuse me. I can see me recording here. You can see this one especially, and that on there. There's other ones over here too, but I don't have anything on my top teeth or this one here. This one, I don't have it. Oh no, is it this one? Yeah, I don't have one on this one. And then my 4 bottom ones, I don't have anything on them either. These ones that are really crowded, you can see this on here. They're supposed to be putting more buttons, like an extra button on the inside, but right now, because the tooth is like this, and then the next tooth beside it is like this, there's just no possible way for them to put a button on the inside because there's no space to put it. So once my teeth start to straighten out, I think that they'll end up putting some buttons on the inside, but we'll just have to wait and see how that ends up going. And another thing I wanted to touch upon is my dentist office. They don't do, so a lot of YouTubers that I've watched, what they end up doing to make gaps for their teeth, what they end up doing is they use this drill and they just go in between your tooth and go joot, 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 to make space. Now, my dentist office doesn't really like to do that because it ends up taking away too much tooth. So honestly, what they had is a metal file, and my dentist went a little too hard up the first one because she ended up hitting my gums and making me bleed a little bit, but it didn't hurt. It's no big deal. She apologized. So she just went inside and started filing in between my front 2 teeth and then my 2 crowded ones on the bottom. Now she does that, and then she only did enough for her to be able to take a little piece of floss and put it in between my tooth, and then she could tell that it fit through my tooth, so she didn't really have to worry about any of that. So that was super exciting that she didn't need to take a crazy amount away like at other dentist office, so I was really pleased about that. So they gave me the first 9 weeks, and we'll see how that goes, and I'll be going in again at the end of October at the end of 9 weeks to talk about my progress and see how things go. So I'm really excited, and I hope this gave you guys a little bit of insight on what is to be expected when you go in on your first day to get your Invisalign. My next video will be how my first week was, and I can't wait to see you guys on that one. And without further ado, let's get right on to watching this video together. I will see you guys there on the next one. Bye!